Hi everyone, welcome to the Monticello Holiday Classic 5K course tutorial. We are up in front of the magnificent home of Jefferson, the mountaintop of Monticello, and our tour today is courtesy of John Conroy. He's on the bicycle. Sadly, we're not going to get to see his mug, but we're going to see his shadow. So we start with a very level and scenic loop around the house and the gardens on pavement here, nice and flat. You'll see beautiful views off to the right of Charlottesville. And the neat thing about this run is that, for the most part, at least over the first half of the course is either flat or pretty decently downhill. So we're going to make a quick left here because to gain as much real estate as possible up top, we're going to do a little bit of a corkscrew. So get on this nice fine brownstone, crushed brownstone, and then you're going to make, and it'll be well marked and beautifully marked by the Monticello staff, Julie Roller and her staff. You're going to make a sharp left here, up onto the grass, and you're going to come up in one of the most iconic views of any home in America and in the world. You're going to come right up in the back lawn of Jefferson's beautiful home here. I'm going to do a quick loop around the garden here out back. And again, this will all be well marked on course day, and the grass will be trimmed nice and low, so footing should be really nice and smooth. I actually wheeled the course myself recently with Julie, and it was and the footing was in really, really good shape. Again, this is I think it's such a treat that we're getting to have this event up here every year now, courtesy of Leslie Bowman and her staff at Monticello. This is just a wonderful opportunity to take a private walking tour of Jefferson's beautiful mountaintop home and gardens. So you can see we're making a quick loop around the gardens here. And again, flat as can be. So really, this is I would say go out slow. So this is a little tricky in here. Again, it'll be well marked on race day, but we've got to exit off of the upper part of the property, and we're going to come down Mulberry Row here, which is again an iconic part of the Jefferson experience when you're up at Monticello. And the really gorgeous views to the south, out to the Piedmont. Neat shot of Mont Alto straight ahead there, and the old ruins of Mulberry Row. Of course, Peter Hatch brought all of this to life over the last generation. The master gardener for Jefferson's home here. And we'll make another kind of sharp left here as we're working our way around the upper part. There's Mont Alto off to the straight ahead there. As we're going to work our way off of the mountaintop and down onto the Saunders Trail ultimately. So you're literally going straight through the gardens here. Footing will be good. Again, it's a packed brownstone here. So and they'll groom it nice and smooth for race day. And it's cool because you'll be able to see the runners up above you as you're cruising along here. The folks that are behind you at that point. Here's another just gorgeous shot. This is definitely a race where you want to have your head up and looking out at the scenery. It's really breathtaking and very, very special. This never gets old for me. This is my, I don't know, 6th or 7th year. You will not be doing this on race day. There was an emergency dig they had to do up ahead. You'll see it off here to the left. I guess they might have had something going on with the pipes, but you'll stay on that crushed gravel pad. There they are working on it. So that'll be all fixed and ready to go. So you'll be able to proceed on that path to the left there. Again, we won't be doing this on race day. Of course, the neat thing about this tutorial, and one of the reasons you do it, is you cannot come up and practice on this run because the only way you can get up here is to pay the $25 or $30 to come up and see the house, and even that tour is it's not limited, but you don't have access to all of these roads necessarily. So, all right, we're back on pavement again, and we're going to be coming back up around the front of the house where the race started at the front porch. There's John's silhouette there. cruising along. And again, we've kind of corkscrewed, and we're working our way now, getting ready to head down one of the steepest sections of any downhill, any race we have locally here. A little bit of a climb, the pavement here, and there we go, the front of the house. And we're going to take the lower path this time, which is, again, that brownstone. Going to be nice and smooth. Another shot out to the woolen mills and out towards Pantops and really the heart of Charlottesville and the university area you can see down below. And, of course, with the leaves down, really got some just gorgeous views of the Ravenna and pretty much as far as you can, your eyes will take you there. So we're coming up on the mile mark, about 1 mile into it, right up ahead here. Forget where we wheeled it and marked it, but it's somewhere right up along this, where that big tree is that kind of overhangs on the course. It's right about in here you get your miles split. And, of course, again, I tell folks as a coach to go out a little easier in a race, but this is one with you want to take advantage of any of the downhills you possibly can in this first mile. Okay, so we're through the first mile, and we are heading down to Saunders Trail, and this is where you want to get off your heels as much as possible and do that 3-degree or 4 or 5-degree lean if you can, and get on more on the midfoot or even in this case the balls of your feet, because here we go. It's like a roller coaster, and that's Monte Alto off to the left there, and you can see the university area far off on the right there. And this is just flying city here. We always hope on race day that the footing is good, that we don't have any dusting of snow or ice, because this could be really tricky. If it's dry, then fly. Just past the cemetery there, where Jefferson is buried. And you can see it goes down. You're pretty much going to be running downhill either at a steep pitch or at a gradual descent for over a mile before you turn around and head back up the Saunders Trail, which that uphill is nowhere near as steep as this. We are not going back up this hill for the race. And we're almost down to the entranceway that brings you into the visitor center. You make a sharp left at the old gatekeeper house here, and then we'll make an abrupt right here. And whoops, we're coming up on Julie and her gator here. Julie Rollers, our new groundskeeper for the Saunders Trail. Of course, she takes over for our beloved Jason Stephen, who was killed tragically in a car accident this summer. And Jason, this is his trail, groomed it for 10 years of his life, put his life into it, and is behind the success of these foot races, Monte Alto and the Holiday Classic. So this is our first year having it without him, and me personally, and I know a lot of folks will be thinking about him a lot on race day. So here we go on to the Saunders Trail. This is a kind of mix of boardwalk and then cinder, and it is a gradual downhill. You want to be taking full advantage of this risk, really leaning into it and flying down through this, one of the most popular places in Charlottesville to visit is the Saunders Trail. They have over 130,000 folks a year make the 2-mile walk up and the 2-mile walk down. Just gorgeous. And again, this time of year, I actually prefer it better than the summer, because the views are a lot more, the tree leaves down, so you get a lot more views from the trail. So a lot of boardwalk here, and then it'll come off the boardwalk and we'll hit some cinder. But we're still pretty much taking this slight descent. So this will be climbing coming back, but you don't want to save anything for that. You want to be really putting the hammer down here, take advantage of it, the perceived effort. This will not be rough on your body to be, and won't take anything away from your engine to go out and run this fast, the downhill part. You want to take advantage of it. I'm going to be back behind Mickey Tavern here a second. I'll be off to the right. Beautiful Mickey Tavern. You'll be able to see the rooftops off to the right. Now we're on the cinder, footing really good. Again, you're taking full advantage of the descent here. another boardwalk section. You can see those new boards along the boardwalk there. Those are from tree damage, and the money that we raise in this event every year. Same thing with Monte Alto. It all goes towards the upkeep of this magnificent urban trail, in that it's an urban, it's close to town, almost in the city, but yet we get to enjoy it like we're way out in the countryside. Those posts will be down. On race day, you'll be able to fly through there. That road we just passed is the only road that we really cross, and that'll have volunteers in. That road leads up to Carter's Mountain, which is really popular this time of year. The apples. And we're just flying by the 2-mile mark now. So you're really, again, you're still descending. And I think this is the turnaround here. Julie's got it marked. Yep. So we'll have this well marked on race day. You turn around here, and guess what? What goes down must come up. So we're going to be climbing. It is not a steep climb. I think if you ease yourself back into it and get into a rhythm and not labor too much, I think you can really make up some good time here. Not make up time, but you certainly can. You won't lose too much time if you approach this properly, because it's not steep. Again, really, really nice footing. And again, going downhill. A lot of times, if you go downhill hard in a road race, your quads and your knees feel it later on because of the pounding. But with this board, wood and cinder, it's really a nice deal here. And we're working our way back up again. Again, the nice thing is you will avoid that steep section of the course. They're coming down. We won't even be going anywhere near that coming back. So John really cruising along here. John is a former Western runner and picked up cycling in college down at Tech, and continues to run, but really has fallen madly in love with the sport of cycling. And John's been doing this for us for some of our courses recently. It's been great. Just see how beautiful this is. And I think it's just a great opportunity to spend some intimate time with history, really. And such a beautiful course. I always feel like it's one of these do not misses of our runs. And of course, it includes a kids run, which we do right before. It's a dash around that cinder oval behind the mansion, and for the youngsters. You can see. I'd be lying to tell you it isn't. It's flat, but it's almost flat. When they designed this path many years ago, Peter Hatch and Dan Jordan and Will Riley, there was a bunch of them that were involved in this. They wanted to create the illusion that even though you were going up the side of this mountain, and it's a steep mountain, that you never felt like it. You never felt like you were climbing that much at all. And it's really neat, the different ages that you do this, kids and seniors. It's really a pleasant experience. So for a race, yes, you're gradually climbing, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could be to get up to this height over a relatively short piece of real estate. Okay, this is the longest boardwalk section pretty much of the entire Saunders Trail, and it'll pop you out right up there at the top, right at the bridge to the entrance to Monticello, to the visitor center. That's a neat event in that there's usually a nice bluegrass band, very festive, in the theater where we have the award ceremony, and they have loads of food and drinks. Monticello really puts on a good event with this every year, and then we've got lots of prizes and just fun. So we always tell folks to hang out afterwards. And all right, so you're going to make an abrupt left here, and you're going to ease yourself back onto the pavement, and we're going to get over on the right side of the road eventually here as we go through the gates, because we're going to pick up the path right before the entrance to the, and here he's heading over to it. Good. And we're back on cinder again, and you don't want to wait for a kicker because the finish line comes out of nowhere. So before really your kick should start as soon as you get on that bridge back there, long before you get onto the boardwalk here. But certainly as soon as you hit that cinder again, after coming over the main bridge, you want to go into your kick, because you'll see what happens here. You come around this boardwalk, and it literally is within just a few feet of the boardwalk ending the finish line. You won't see it, but finish line is right there. That is it. So John is actually in the chutes now and decelerating as we get back to the visitor center, which is, of course, where you'll be parking. They'll shuttle you up on race morning. So no visual of John Conroy, which is too bad, but we thank him.